What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Who will win King of the Ring? Now, we have a separate video for Queen of the Ring, but today we're going to be talking about the King of the Ring. Now, there's a reason why I made two separate videos, because let's be honest here, I could talk about, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes on each one, and I'm not going to let you just stay there for a 20-minute video. I'm going to make it two, so you have two times, and also helps me with my recording schedule. So we are going to talk about King of the Ring. Now, I have to be honest with you. Last year, I kind of got the vibe on who I thought was going to be King of the Ring, especially after they announced the title shot. I got the vibe on who I thought was going to be King of the Ring. And then when I was looking at the Queen of the Ring, I kind of got the vibe on who could become Queen of the Ring, especially they talked about, again, a title shot. So yes, now we know there's a title shot involved, which will happen at SummerSlam. You kind of have to imagine what could go down, what's going to happen, and I'm ultimately going to give my predictions and what I think is going to happen. Yeah, so I'm excited. There's a lot of unpredictable kind of possibilities that could change the whole bracket, in my opinion, and that is why I'm very excited for this King of the Ring tournament. So let's get started. So we already know Sami Zayn has won for the Raw side. You know, they didn't even announce the bracket without giving us who basically won on the Raw. Now, I will have to say, there's factors in that match that make me believe other things could happen. So, Sami Zayn won over Breaker, Penta Mysterio. In my opinion, because of Sami and Saudi connections, real big contender for this. I kind of already was thinking Sami Zayn was going to win. So, makes a ton of sense. They could have done Breaker. I'm a little shocked that they did Sami and Breaker in the same thing, because I thought they would do the Sami Breaker story one more time. And then you have Sami ultimately beat Breaker. That's what I thought was going to happen. So, SmackDown left side. This is the one that I have no idea who's going to win. I have a good idea on the right side, I feel like. I don't know who's going to win out of this Fatal 4-Way. Which also, I think a lot of people didn't like the Fatal 4-Way. They liked the actual bracket where it's not just 1-1, then the finals. I understand because of scheduling they had to do this. I think if they would have done triple threats and then made it 2-2, 1-1, then that would have been cool. But I have to be honest, my nose is like leaking. I hit my nose on like a pole the other day, like really bad, playing some sports, I'll say that. And nose started bleeding. So if my nose starts like leaking, like, this is so disgusting to talk about. What am I on about? Anyways, left side, I think all of them are potential winners. I really do. You could push Carmelo Hayes a little bit with The Miz, give him up there. He could easily steal a win on Randy Orton, for example. You could have a feud with Randy Orton. He's already pinned him once. Malachi Black. Did I say Malachi? Aleister Black. I gotta keep wanting to say Malachi. Aleister Black is another person that I think is destined for a push, and I think it makes a lot of sense for a push. But you have to think, he's feuded with Carmelo Hayes. He's feuding with LA Knight. For that reason, I look at those two and I go, well, if they're going to target each other, how does this happen? Then you have the X Factor and Randy Orton, who's coming back from Backlash. You would just imagine that maybe he's the one to do it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This is what I'm thinking. Rumors have it Seth Rollins and LA Knight are going to have a feud entering Night of Champions and just going to be feuding for a little bit. To me, that kind of tells me, and what happened on Raw, I think Breaker or others are going to interfere with LA Knight and not let him win. So then if that was the case, I was thinking, well, then Aleister Black makes a lot of sense to go up next. Then I really started thinking, I thought Carmelo Hayes. I think it will be Randy Orton. I think that's the best choice. I mean, you had him just go against Cena. It makes sense that you might want to go back for it. It makes just a lot of sense in general that Randy Orton would win, and they might tease something that could happen. So I'm going Randy Orton. SmackDown on the right side, Nakamura is not winning. I don't think Andrade is winning. It's really up to Priest and Rhodes, and let's be honest here, it's going to be Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the quarterback of this company, and so Cody Rhodes will win this right side. I am the utmost confident on this one, and I think ultimately with him winning, it's going to set up a pretty decent match on the other Raw right side, which I'll talk. Now, this question mark one is a little interesting. I see one person who a lot of people think it is. I see Second one, who people kind of think it is. And then 2, I haven't seen really anything on, like maybe a mention or so. But I have 4 people who I think it could be, and we're going to go down each one. Jey Uso is the one I haven't really seen people talk about. When they showed this, I immediately thought, oh my God, Jey Uso is going to lose the title. And here's why. They did it last year with Jey Uso with King of the Ring, where Jey Uso ultimately was going to lost to Damian Priest, then got thrown in here because of Drew McIntyre's injury. Felt like the same thing was happening. Jey Uso's going to get a chance in here. Another question mark, Ilya Dragunov. I think all those 4 guys could have amazing feuds with Ilya Dragunov. So that's another reason why I really like Ilya Dragunov. And that was somebody who a lot of people talked about. He's destined to come back to injury soon. I think he should get a big push right away. Ilya Dragunov advancing in this 9 champions would be great for them, but then again, Tama Tonga did, so we'll see. Ron Killings, I've seen a little bit on where people think it would make a lot of sense to have him now serious, actually pick up a win against somebody, which I would love it. But at the same time, I wonder if that would actually happen or if they're waiting for that. The person that I have not seen anything, and I mean anything at all, Jey Uso a little bit, when I said I'm not really, Ricky Saints. I think that is probably where we're heading. Now, is that shocking to say? Maybe for a little people, but for him being on NXT, for him, and I am recording this before NXT happens, like literally a couple hours before NXT, to me it makes the most sense that he would be the one to debut because Ilya, they still said, could be injured by the timeline when they gave it, injured by now. It would make a lot of sense if it's Ricky Saints, if rumors had it he's going to Raw. So I think Ricky Saints is a really good pick right here, and I think it would be a good way to push him. So I will say this. If it's Jey Uso, Ilya, Saints, I kind of even want to say Ron Killings. I think they're the ones to win. I really do. Now, if it's Ron, maybe it's Bronson Reed. I think you should still push him a little bit, but I think Sheamus and Rusev will ultimately have a feud moving forward and will cost them each other the chance of winning this. So that's why I'm not putting them. I think it's Bronson Reed or one of the question marks. Now, looking at the left side, I originally thought it would be LA Knight, but I just can't see it being LA Knight after this Raw interference, so I am going Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton. Now, the reason why I really like this as a possible match is because I think no matter who's the question mark, and I'm going to spoil a little bit on the next one, chances are Cody Rhodes could go final, but we'll talk about that. These two being a potential in the finals have so many storylines. Randy with Cody is a match that everybody wants to see. It would be interesting if they do it at Night of Champions, but I think it really could be another time. I think they save that match. Sami Zayn versus Cody is a match I really want to see personally because I think it could make a lot of sense storyline when you look at everything that's been happening with the bloodline, how Sami's helped Cody, how Cody's helped Sami even. I kind of don't want to see that Randy Cody yet. Sami versus Randy, in my opinion, Randy has the chance of making up for what he did last year, losing Night Champions. He could go, or King of the Ring, he could go and try and go again. Sami Zayn, I think personally, needs to be at a Saudi. So who wins? I'm going Sami Zayn. Sorry, Randy. If this was LA Knight, maybe you go LA Knight so he can challenge Gunther. I think it's either, to me, to actually go to the finals on this left side. The only people I could see it being now is Sami, LA Knight. I don't think Randy Orton would win it. I don't think so. If Randy Orton goes to the finals, then I think we know who's winning King of the Ring. But I'm going there. Right side, Cody Rhodes versus question mark. If it's Ricky Saints, if it's Jey Uso, if it's Ilya Dragunov, ultimately I have Cody Rhodes winning. Now, let's talk about those potential matches. Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso is the most intriguing to me. Why? Just tag team partners. Both are going to be gunning for the title, and it's going to show what would you do for a title. Could we see a little bit of a somewhat heelish Jey Uso saying, I'm doing anything to get back that title, and what happens is he kind of, a little bit underhand tactics, maybe not that, but ultimately goes for Cody Rhodes and beats him in a way that it's a little controversial. And then we have Cody Rhodes really just going against, or even Cody Rhodes on hand tactics on Jey Uso, whatever it might be. It would be an interesting philosophy, and it could be a great builder for potential storyline down the line. Then we look at Ricky Saints. You could go to AEW. Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes, great friends. Great little matchup with Cody Rhodes winning. I don't think it's bad for Ricky Saints to take a pin. I mean, he already advanced in the next round for King of the Ring. Not bad at all. Then you have Ilya Dragunov. I think that would be a technical masterpiece, a really good match. Taking a pin to Cody, I don't think hurts anybody, really. So even Bronson Reed doesn't hurt him. It would be interesting. You know what? Let me say this. If Bronson Reed did advance, then I think you could have a storyline with Rhodes, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins getting involved, and we've already seen him whisper something, so it would make a lot of sense, and maybe Cody Rhodes outdoes it, where I have a video coming out soon, but I could really see a WrestleMania 42. If they don't go the Punk and Cody route, I could see a Cody and Seth route with Cody not having the title and Seth having the undisputed title. So, yeah, I think Cody Rhodes will be the winner. So, the finale, Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. I think this is everybody's thought on who could win. I have to tell you that I've changed my decisions 3 times going into this. I made these predictions last night after Raw. A couple hours after, I changed it. This morning, changed it. Right before I recorded it, changed it. I now have a vision. And when I have a vision of booking, I stick to that vision. To me, let me talk about the positives on each one. Cody Rhodes, having your number one guy being the King of the Ring helps boost this King of the Ring thing. Last year, needed that boost of Gunther. I think it worked well. I think it made me excited for King of the Ring. I made predictions on King of the Ring because of it. To me, it made a ton of sense to give to Gunther, and this year makes a ton of sense to give to Cody. Cody doesn't have a title. This is close to it. Title shot, really good, and this is the easy way to set up John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Negative for Cody, does he really need the King of the Ring if you're the top dog? And does he really need this to be the top and to be getting the win? Not necessarily, in my opinion. Sami Zayn. Positives. To me, Sami is very underrated when it comes to his accolades. I don't think a lot of people give Sami the credit that he does. He has a great story going on that he's going to win a title. Giving him the King of the Ring is just a little cherry on top that could start setting up Sami as a real, and I do think he's a main event guy, but I think a real main eventer. I mean, he has all the chops in my opinion. Amazing promos, amazing in-ring skills. This is a nice cherry. Another positive, it's in Saudi, his hometown. Now, you kind of kill the chance of him maybe going to Royal Rumble and winning, but I think that's fine. I think I'd rather go Sami Zayn here than Royal Rumble. So then you have these two. A negative for Sami Zayn, his name's not Cody Rhodes, and that's not going against John Cena. And really, that's about it for the negatives, I think, for Sami Zayn. Who I have winning is what I think is the best storyline-wise, in my opinion, and that is Sami Zayn. Now, I gotta be honest with you. It's 51-49 Sami Zayn. You could convince me, you could tell me it's Cody Rhodes, I would not hate you at all. I think it's Sami Zayn only because I have now thought of this idea that, and I'm not even going to say I thought of it. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people thought of it. I'm guessing there's a lot of people that thought of this way before me. I try not to read other stuff and then put it into my own things, but my thought is, and what I thought when they announced this bracket and I saw this bracket, was Sami Zayn is going to win. He's going to go against Jey Uso, ultimately now Gunther, which is even better in my opinion. And Seth Rollins will cash in on him right when he wins. So, I think this is where we go. I think Sami Zayn will win King of the Ring, call his shot against Gunther. Gunther will hold this championship till SummerSlam, with Sami Zayn beating Gunther. We all said when Gunther lost the IC how amazing that match was. We all said when Sammy went after the title that, man, this should be one of the last guys because he could really win this. Ultimately, this is a great way to kind of redo this feud. I know it's something we saw. I love it. So I want to see Sami Zayn go against Gunther SummerSlam. Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn wins. He finally gets the championship. He finally gets the title. No one ever thought Sami could do it. Whatever. He plays the underdog. He finally gets it. And then ultimately, Seth Rollins cashes in. We get Seth Rollins with the title, moving after SummerSlam, setting up this whole new thing. That is where I'm at. I think it makes a ton of sense when you think of ever since WrestleMania, since where we are now with Seth saying he's going for the title, Sami saying he's not going to let that happen, he's not going to let it do it, Sami saying we can't let him have the title, Sami saying I'm going to win this title, telling Seth Rollins I will become a champion, and Seth winning the title from Sami Zayn on a cash-in. It is so perfect in my opinion. This should be what it is. Will it happen? I don't know. I think they could go the Cody route. Somehow, some way, I still hope that I'm somewhat on it. Now, here's the thing. If Sami doesn't win it, that's cool. Cody Rhodes probably wins it. I think they could do this storyline with Seth Rollins and everything with LA Knight instead. If LA Knight would win King of the Ring, which I think is a perfect, and I mean, if you didn't want to give him Money in the Bank, give him King of the Ring. I think it's a perfect thing for me. And I think LA Knight, Gunther is a money match. You have LA Knight finally win the championship. Seth Rollins cash in on him since you're having this feud. Same thing can happen. I am just super excited for King of the Ring, if you can't tell. And I am excited to see the opportunities they have with this World Heavyweight Championship. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.